Six Flags Great America has just opened the Sky Striker, yet they're already hinting to a new ride that is pretty interesting. They've already made a couple announcements, but who really knows? Could it be a water slide? Could it be a flat ride, a dark ride, or maybe even a new roller coaster? And in today's video, we'll be finding it out. Let's get into this. What's up guys, Cam here, and before I get into today's video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Now let's get into this. So recently, Six Flags Great America has made a couple new announcements regarding their new coaster, or they've made some hints, let's just say. They have made a announcement on the Bird website that has something is coming, just wait. But that announcement, whoa, that's loud. They made a announcement with multiple capital letters that is SSA. Well, I'm not really sure. That could definitely mean something, and I will get into that later in the video. But for now, they have just made this announcement along with another announcement talking about this thing called See It Through the Demon's Eyes. So let's go over those hints that we have. So right now we have the demon, and if you look around it, we don't really know what we're looking at. We have behind it, we have Justice League, we have multiple flat rides, it's the Southwest Territory, and there's not really much behind it that could happen. If you look in front of it, you have the train, you have X-Flight, and then something odd. You see, the Buccaneer Battle has recently closed, and many people are speculating that the go-kart track will also close. So right in here, I have it labeled. And people are saying that this will be the next new, area for a new ride. And now let me just say something. If we were to look over here, and we were to look at the perimeter at Wonder Woman, this isn't even the right perimeter. I could see, honestly, a bigger RMC Raptor being put into this area. And not really anything else, or there could be other stuff that could be put in here. Obviously, people have said dive coaster. They have said it could be I don't know, Gerstlauer Eurofighter, a big one. It could be anything, but that's not what's really leading to us. So if you were to think of Wrath of Rakasha, they don't really have, if we were to look at the Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, Chicago, there's not really something that you could classify as. You could say Wrath of Rakasha. It's not really a area that could be Wrath of Rakasha. But if you were to think about it in a flat ride sense, Six Flags Great America opened the Sky Striker, which is a pendulum. We could see something new being put in here, possibly like a new drop tower, maybe SNS. When they say SSA, they could be mentioning SNS, but when you think about SSA, one of their newer models is known as the SNS Axis. So that's really what's confusing me a little bit, is that this could be an Axis coaster. Now they could use another launch coaster in my opinion. They could use something along the lines of a not so powerful launch, yet not one that is weak. When you look at it, Six Flags Great America has Max Force, which is one of the most powerful launches in the world, and they have Flash Vertical Velocity, V2, whatever you want to call it. But right now, that is basically their only launch coaster, and they could use more launch coasters, in my opinion. Yeah, that's just what I think on that situation. But remember, this could also be a dark ride. Wrath of Rakasha is an interesting sounding name. It could be used for a dark ride, but with the recent hints that we've gotten, there's nothing really that you could do. The thing that I'm thinking that you could see Wrath of Rakasha from, you could possibly use up this building, a building that is in the middle of Southwest Territory, but that doesn't really do anything. But when you look at any other spots, they're all filled to the point where you can't build a show building like Justice League in there. Plus, not to mention, Justice League Battle for Metropolis is Six Flags' dark ride. It's their only dark ride. Or, well, they have Batman the Dark Knight, which is actually good enough of a dark ride, I consider. But really, that's all that you've got so far. So the thing is that this is probably going to be a coaster from what we've been seeing. The multiple models that I'm thinking of, if they were mentioning SNS, is, of course, the Axis coaster is one of them. But they could also be looking at an El Loco. Now, an El Loco is like a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, but it's much thinner. And that would be interesting to see. But not to mention the SNS LSM triple launch coaster, which would be so fun to see at a Six Flags Great America Park. But the one thing that I would love to see is a fourth dimension roller coaster at Six Flags Great America. That is just the thing that would make me so happy about this park, is there could be a fourth dimension coaster. Now, what if they didn't go with SNS? You know, Max Force has had a lot of technical difficulties in its past, so maybe they just don't want to work with SNS. What other things could they go with? When you look at B&M, when they say it, they might be mentioning American Eagle. You can see American Eagle through Whoop Demon, and people are starting to pick up about American Eagle. You know, it's getting rougher. It's not really holding up to the standards as it used to be. So right now, we're in a situation where I think it's time for it to go. They already have multiple wooden coasters. They have Goliath, Viper, and Little Dipper, which is enough to completely fill it. I think that American Eagle is just too much for the park to handle. Viper and Little Dipper can easily handle the wooden coaster thing at Six Flags Great America. So I think it's time to go. And people are saying it should be RMC. They already have an RMC at the park, and if they were to get another, that could possibly fit into the space occupied by Buccaneer Battle and the go-karts, is what I'm saying. So right now, we're in a situation where I know exactly what they should do. They should build a Giga roller coaster. They should build a dang Giga coaster. I'm not even gonna lie. They really need to do that. I mean, imagine a Giga coaster going from American Eagle's Plot of Land, going right next to the parking lot, and then circling back. That would be so awesome to just have a great sight line. Just drive by the Giga coaster while you're on the road. And that's just about what they think. We could also be seeing something from Intamin, possibly an Intamin Giga also. Remember, Six Flags is not built in a Giga yet, and they were willing to work with Intamin more, and we might just see another Intamin Giga being put. I mean, intensity is something that isn't really lacked at Six Flags America, but also airtime isn't lacked at the park. So another positive G coaster wouldn't really be minded here. That would work really well in the park, but also it's something else entirely to a B&M Giga. When you think of a B&M Giga, you're thinking, oh, I want airtime. When you think of a Intamin Giga, you think, wow, this thing's gonna rip my face off. And I think that Six Flags Great America, if they were to build a Giga, B&M is just more noticeable in the industry. But then you also have newcomers like Vekoma. If you think Six Flags Great America could definitely benefit from a Vekoma SLC, nah, I'm kidding, they wouldn't benefit from it. I think they would benefit from a new gen Vekoma launch coaster, something like the Ghost Rider, maybe even something like Flash from Six Flags Great Adventure. It would help out a lot to the park's lineup, and yeah, that's just about it for Vekoma. When you think about people like Premier, maybe like Canada's Wonderland's going with a Premier launch coaster. We don't really know what they could do with Premier, but they could definitely utilize that space and build a better dueling roller coaster. RMC, they already have an RMC in the park. If they were to do another RMC, I mean, people wouldn't be complaining. But I just think that would be much more beneficial to Six Flags Great America if they were to just build something a bit more unique. I mean, literally across from it, like not even like a couple 100 feet is Goliath. And I just think that they need to keep something original. Now, Mach Rides has some new models, possibly a Mach Extreme Spinner. A Mach Extreme Spinner would use up this space very well, but also remember, GCI could use up this space very well. Any manufacturer would use up the space really well. When you think about it, GCI could build a better wooden coaster in like 1/3 the plot of land than American Eagle. American Eagle is just big. That's about it. But I don't really want to dig into more manufacturers because this video is already 10 minutes long. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. My prediction is that Wrath of Rakasha is going to be either a SNS Access coaster or it's going to be a RMC Raptor. We all can hope for an RMC Raptor. Fingers crossed. That would be like twice the layout as Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster, but it would be Golden Woman Lasso coaster with extended and be taller and faster and a lot more things. But that is just what I think on this. The whole coaster would go into the Buccaneer Bay and the go-karts plot of land. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you all really enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I haven't really made a video in a while. I hope to be making more videos soon. And yeah, that's just what I think. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.